to ask. Thanks, Edna. Remember now. Ta-ra. Ta-ra. You see, people are on our side.
She's nosing.
She's only trying to help. But it's no good if you don't try as well.
What's the point?
The point is you're innocent, George.
Might as well save him the bother.
How do you mean?
I'm never going to get the better of Tommy McArdle. I might as well plead guilty and get it over with.
Oh, no, you won't, George.
They've got all the evidence they need. I'm sewn up, Marie.
Well, we'll find some witnesses.
Like the barman at the Swan. He helped McArdle throw me out.
There'll be others.
Where?
Well, you're not going to find them sat there all day. You'll have to go out and look. How are you going out?
I'm just going in the bedroom.
You'll not find them up there either, love.
Why do we have to live so far away?
Hello, dear. Had a good day?
Yeah, not bad. Got a new physics teacher.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just waiting around for the buses. You know, if you had a car, you could pick me up from the station.
Yes, dear. If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no need for tinkers.
Yeah. Hey, that looks good. You're miles away.
What? Oh, doing my homework.
Going on another buying spree with Sonia.
No, not until next week. An auction.
You'll never learn all this.
Oh, I don't intend to. Take this everywhere with me. Mind you, I would like to learn some of the main assay marks. You can test me later.
Okay.
Oh, there's a letter over there for you.
Oh.
You know, some of this stuff is quite fascinating. Did you know that they used to make furniture out of papier-mâché? It was so strong it could be worked like wood.
Hey, this is odd.
What's that, dear?
This letter. From some girl who says I owe her £5.
What girl?
Someone called Kathy Walker.
Well, who is she?
I don't know. I've never heard of her.
Oh, it must be a mistake.
Well, it's addressed to me.
Have you borrowed any money from anyone?
No?
Well, when does she say you borrowed it?
Well, the other night at the disco. Listen, as you didn't have the common decency to meet me the next night as arranged, I had to get a taxi home. That cost me another £5. Maybe you think you're being pretty clever not turning up, but I think it's a dirty trick.
It's a bit strong, isn't it?
What do you make of it?
It's got to be a practical joke. One of your school friends.
Oh, they wouldn't do that.
Well, it's obviously someone who knows you, isn't it?
Oh, it's you.
I've come to see George. Right, George.
Hi, George.
Right.
He's talking of pleading guilty.
You're not, are you?
Yep.
Tell him he can't. Well, go on, tell him.
Marie's right. If you're not guilty, you can't say you are.
If, do you hear that?
Oh, that's just a manner of speaking. Oh, Michelle believes in you.
Of course I do. So does Terry, don't you?
Yeah?
There you are.
I think that's going to impress a judge.
Well, there'll be others who believe in you as well.
Who?
Tell him, Terry.
Well, everyone who knows you.
See?
Now tell me how I convince a jury.
Well,
Go on.
I don't know, do I?
Fat lot of use you are.
Look, you tell them your side of the story.
Be lucky they don't give me life.
Is that the best that you two can do?
Well, he's been set up, hasn't he?
We know that. I just thought that you two might persuade him to fight back.
It's no use.
I'm not going to let Tommy McArdle get away with this.
Marie, those he hasn't paid to keep their mouths shut are too scared of him to help me.
Does that include you?
It isn't like that.
Well, I'm not scared of him.
Leave it alone.
Look, George, there are people on your side. People who believe in you.
Like who?
Well, like Annabelle. She stood bail for you. I'm going to go and get her. Perhaps she can talk some sense into you.
Hey, I don't want Annabelle bringing into it.
Terry'd help you if he could.
Yeah.
The kids home yet? Well, me and Terry could take them out if you want. Give you and Marie a break.
How am I supposed to explain all this to them?
They'll understand.
The other lads are going to have it in for them. It's a big school. I don't like to think of them being made fun of.
They won't. I mean, those two can look after themselves.
They'd be better off without me.
Oh, don't go talking like that, George.
How do you want me to talk? I know the score, so don't come round here codding me.
We're only trying to help.
Well, you can't help, nobody can.
Annabelle, I wonder if you could come over to our house.
Why? Is there something wrong?
It's George. I want you to have a talk to him. He's not himself.
Well, yes, if you think I can help.
Well, I'm worried about what he's going to do at the committal tomorrow.
Does intend to go, doesn't he?
I don't know. He's ever so upset. He doesn't seem to want to leave the house.
Gordon, I'm just going over to Marie's. I won't be long.
He seems to have lost heart.
Oh, he's bound to be depressed.
I just don't know what to do about it. Are you going home now?
Yeah, but I'll call back later if that's all right. Hope you can make him see sense.
Well, I'll do my best.
See you later then.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell him about Victor?
Why didn't you?
I've never seen George in that state before.
I just hope he goes to committal tomorrow.
Yeah, Annabelle Collins must be regretting standing bail.
They can afford it.
Even so, £1,000's £1,000.
Come on, let's go home.
Home. Sounds funny.
Yeah, well, it's nice having a place of your own.
Was that your mother I just saw disappearing into the Jacksons?
Yeah, she won't be long.
Another crisis?
I don't know. Look, Dad, I hate getting that bus from the station.
Can't be helped. I still drop you off in the morning. She should never have got herself mixed up in that business.
She's only tried to help.
People like that take advantage.
Well, wouldn't you want someone to help you?
I'm hardly likely to find myself in that predicament.
You think he's guilty, then?
It's not for me to pass judgment.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Let's say at worst he's an incompetent and at best a fool.
Well, Mum thinks he's innocent.
Well, she's backed her judgment to the tune of £1,000. Let's hope she's right.
Yeah, but that's only bail, isn't it? I mean, she'll get that back anyway.
I think we ought to keep our fingers crossed.
You know, Dad, if Mum does get that money back, she could buy herself a car.
Gordon, don't go on now, please.
I'm so glad you're home.
Well, I should hope so.
Is everything all right over there?
No, it isn't. He won't speak to me.
Jackson?
He just sits there. Marie can't do anything with him. Do you think you could do something?
What do you expect me to do?
Could you go over and try and get through to him?
Well, I've had a particularly tiring day.
Please, Paul. Marie thinks he's worried about going to court tomorrow. And if he doesn't go...
There goes our £1,000.
Well, it could happen.
But if I have anything to do with it...
Didn't he talk to you at all, Mum?
No, he seems to have given up.
Well, do you think Dad can really help?
Well, he's had a lot of experience. Can't think of anything else.
These'll brighten up the bungalow no end. Alan had no idea.
Need a new coat of paint and all.
Ah, Kevin could do that.
I can manage.
Can you?
Always have, haven't I?
Well, I thought with your back...
I can manage, I said. There's no ladders to climb.
I was thinking about the inside. One of those new shades. White with a touch of pink.
Pink?
Be warm. Warm but light.
Oh, if you say.
I don't like dark colours. Do you remember when my mother told us to have dark lino so it'd last and not show the dirt?
Ah, it was brown.
It depressed me so much we got shut of it after 6 months. I'd like the same carpet right throughout the bungalow.
And I'd like the money to pay for them. Unless you want me to take a leaf out of Ned Kelly Jackson's book over there.
Harold, you can't think that George had anything to do with that robbery.
Oh, come on. He did. He can't be that stupid. And it makes you think what other dodgy capers he's been up to. Like that fence of ours. I wonder who's looking for that.
Cream-coloured, with contrasting shaggy rugs. Beside the fire and by the bed.
You've been reading those funny magazines again. You want to stop going to that hairdresser's?
Well, I can dream, can't I?
Don't you fret. That bungalow will look its treat when I've finished with it.
We could have a party.
A bungalow warming.
There's no such word.
You can't expect your wife to cope with this all on her own. I realise tomorrow will be an ordeal, but it's something that has to be done.
Right, well, you go and do it then.
I'm trying to help you.
You help me, how?
To face up to your responsibilities.
And how am I supposed to face up to my kids when everybody tells them I'm bent? How am I supposed to face me mates when I can't get me job back? And how's Marie going to manage when I'm inside, eh?
It won't come to that.
You know something the rest of us don't.
Things won't be as bad as you imagine. They never are. And you've got a clear conscience.
That's all I've got.
When your side of the story is put clearly and honestly...
Justice will prevail.
I'm sure it will.
Reign on the just.
What?
It's in the Bible.
Yes, but we don't have to take that literally. Very likely you'll get your job back when all this is behind you. As for the children, well, they'll soon forget.
I won't, though. I won't forget as long as I live.
Look, if there's anything I can do, George, anything at all,
Do you think I should go to Lewis's tomorrow? See if anyone turns up?
Well, it's up to you. But how your father's getting on with George Jackson? Do you know, it's a weird sensation talking to someone who doesn't answer you.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Still, Dad's very persistent, though. He should get through.
I hope so.
You know, they could be playing a trick on this girl, Kathy, as well. Well, I suppose they sent her a letter and signed my name.
Yeah, but who are they?
I don't know, but... Well, Damon and Gizmo were messing about the other night. They asked me to lend them some money to go to a disco.
Did you?
No way.
So you think it could have been them?
Well, I wouldn't put it past them.
How did you get on?
it's hopeless. The man's completely demoralised.
Oh, dear.
He feels as if everything's stacked against him.
Well, it is.
Well, he's in no fit state to face the committal proceedings.
If he turns up.
That's what I was thinking.
Poor chap. He's worrying about the effect on the children more than about himself.
Yes, if he's convicted.
He seems to think it's a foregone conclusion.
Do you honestly think he doesn't intend to go?
I have my doubts.
But if he doesn't?
We lose our bail money.
Perhaps he'll feel better in the morning.
I wouldn't bank on it.
But he's obviously not well. The court must take that into account.
Let's face it, Anna. That £1,000 is well and truly down the drain.
They're very cross with me for having got involved.
Well, at first. But I suppose we couldn't just stand by and not offer some help. And if we lose it, we lose it. All of us. Which may mean losing my possibility of a second car. Still, down to experience, as they say.
Well, I hope all my experiences in the future won't be so costly.
It isn't experience that costs. It's rash decisions. Discussions first from now on. Anyway, let's not anticipate. George Jackson may surprise us all.
I hope so.
Hey, you two, come here a sec. Listen, tell your dad how you got on in football at school today, eh?
Dad, Gary's good to go.
Did you, son?
Yeah, I was the hero of our match, wasn't I? So you've said about 1 billion times.
Hey, come on. Let's get these blazers off you and wash your hands. Your tea will be ready in a minute.
I can't. Can't what? Get me coat off.
Don't give me that.
But I can, Mum. No, we can't. Why not? 'Cause of this, I've lost the keys.
What are you doing playing with them for?
Jimmy Perkins at school arrested me. It's me dad and I'm the Bobby.
What?
All the kids at school said my dad was a famous robber because he was in the paper. It's great, isn't it, Mum? Are you famous?
Get it off him, Marie. Get it off him.
Now look what you've done. You've upset your dad.
If we can't get them off, how am I going to have my turn?
George, your tea's ready. It's his favourite as well.
What lipstick do you want?
Oh, that one looks interesting. Strawberry Sunset.
Have you heard from Rose?
Yeah, I had a letter from her this morning, as a matter of fact. She says she owes you some money from the catalogue.
Oh, it's only a couple of pounds.
Well, she's sending it next week.
That'd be all right. Do you miss her? Oh, sorry, I've finished now. Here, just blot on that.
A bit, but she was also a bit of a responsibility.
Hmm.
Wedding's on, by the way.
Oh, super, you going over for it?
Perhaps.
Right, there you are then. Finished now.
Ooh, is that really me?
I could give you a manicure sometime if you want.
Yeah, I'd like that. Where'd you get those fingernails?
Oh, I got them in London, but you can get them in town. Did you want some?
Oh, could you get me some? For when I'm in a mad mood. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Harry. Edna, come in.
Not interrupting anything, are we?
Of course we are. Sorry, but we're moving tomorrow, so we've just come for the keys for the bungalow.
I'll just get them for you.
I'll have to go now anyway, Heather.
Oh, don't go on account of us.
Oh, it's okay. I promised I'd call round and see Marie.
Oh, well, tell her I hope George is feeling better and I'll pop in tomorrow.
Is George all right?
He's fine. He's just a bit fed up, work and that.
I'm sorry.
Sure. Bye.
You know about George, Heather?
What about George, Harry?
What he's been up to, it was in the paper.
Was it? I'll read it in the papers then. Now, what was it you wanted? Keys to the bungalow? I won't be a moment.
And you're not to go over there tomorrow.
Harry's just a friend.
He's a criminal.
He's not been brought to trial.
Stands to reason they wouldn't give him bail, would they?
Yes, they did. Annabelle paid it.
Not in his own recognizance.
What's that mean?
It means they didn't trust him.
Does it? You look very nice, however. Doesn't you, Harold?
Yes, very nice.
You look different. Have you had your hair done?
No.
Haven't you?
It's my makeup. Michelle's just done it for me.
Oh, it looks very nice. She's clever, Michelle.
Well, somebody wants to be clever in our family.
Harold.
Well, I just hope I don't have to bring these back to you.
And why should you do that?
Having a known criminal on the close might jeopardise my chances.
Harry, he was your friend.
He's not my friend now. If I can't sell my house because of things he's been doing that he shouldn't do.
Look, I think you're blowing this up out of all proportion. I had difficulty trying to sell this house, and that was nothing to do with George.
Why was it then?
Because there's an automatic devaluation on property as new as this. The price will pick up if you can afford to wait, but otherwise people are not prepared to pay the price you're asking.
We were wondering what we could do. Put lodgers up or something. We wanted to ask your advice.
You look worried about it.
Well, I am. We don't want 2 houses. What would we do with them?
No, you're right. We can't afford to.
Well, have you thought about renting your existing property on a short-term basis?
Wouldn't want to be lumbered with tenants that we couldn't get shut of.
Well, there'd be no need, providing you let it partially furnished and draw up a proper tenancy agreement.
Well, how would we do that?
We'll see a solicitor. He'll draw one up for you.
What sort of rent would we get?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that, but he'll be able to advise you. It should certainly be enough to keep you going until you get a decent price for your house. Rent from one property, pay for the loan on the other. Simple bookkeeping. Money in, money out. My standard advice tonight.
What do you think, Harry?
Well, it sounds all right, but there's bound to be a catch in it, isn't there?
I think the only catch is you, Harry Cross. Don't you think so, Heather?
Well...
Where's your mum crying?
I can't get these off him. There's nothing to cry over. Let's see. Anybody else could have phoned the fire brigade. Oh, don't be silly.
We haven't had our tea.
It's ruined! We used to have some pinchers somewhere.
I
can't find them! They were under the sink. Right, come here, little monster. Couldn't George get them off? Is he upstairs? He went out. He got upset when he saw them and he went out. And he hasn't come back.
I hope you'll take notice of what she said.
Don't you worry, I'm not daft.
I think it's a marvellous idea, renting this house.
We'll have to be very careful who we let it to. We can't just let it to any Tom digger.
Harry.
Thought you'd given that gag up years ago. Well, there we go. Oh, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, this is a bungalow.
It's the same difference. Well?
What about your heart?
Well, my heart's not too bad.
And your back?
I'm not a total wreck, you know. Come here, and I don't care who's watching us.